Amen, somebody. Matthew, the 15th chapter. Start at the 21st verse, and then if you can flip back to Psalms, put your finger at Psalms 106, the first verse. Amen. Matthew, the 15th chapter, starting at the 21st verse, reads, Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, the Son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. So she came with a need, and the church folks sent her away. But he answered and said, I am not sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take children's bread and cast it to dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Amen. If you flip over to Psalms 106 and 1. Praise ye the Lord. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, and his mercy endureth forever. If you would help me pronounce the title of this message, look at your neighbor and say, Neighbor, failure is not in my blood.
Failure is not in my blood.
Look to your neighbor on the other side and say, I was built to last.
I was built to last.
Yes, you were built to last. I feel a little churchy this morning. I don't know why. It might be the orange pants. Y'all excuse me, it might be the orange pants. Because Dedrick, been giving us the business the last couple of weeks, and I wasn't gonna let him outdress me today, and I was preaching. So I thank God that he came to change. Come on, somebody. Amen. But as a preacher, as a minister, I'll be honest. I didn't want to be a preacher. I didn't want to be a minister. Because I like doing what I like to do. I'm young. I like doing what I like to do. And when you're a preacher and you're a minister and you're in the forefront of people, your life is literally on display to the people. So God literally takes your agendas and flips it completely upside down before the people. So that's hard. That's hard to deal with it as a young man. But what I've come to find out is that many of us, we live our lives in the spirit of wow. We do. We're wowed by a lot of stuff. We go through life, we let situations and circumstances dictate who we are. Yeah, we don't have the money for our light bill, so our whole week is jacked up. We let stuff we go through, backstabbers and hurt emotions and bad relationships, we let that stuff that we go through push us away from who God is in our life. Yeah, we do. But really, that stuff is supposed to push us closer to who God is in our life. Yeah, that stuff is supposed to strengthen our relationship and strengthen our walk with God. Amen. But faith is the key. Faith is the key. Why is faith the key? Faith is the thing of substance hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. That's the definition of faith. Faith goes beyond the natural. Amen. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. Without faith, it's impossible. We can shout, we can dance, we can cry all day, but if we don't have faith, we're not pleasing God. So, in this text, in this story, there's a woman that's a Canaanite woman. The Bible, very specific. When you go through minister's class, and you're told to pick up on key words. She wasn't just any woman; she was a Canaanite woman. Okay, what does that mean? So ministers, we got all these books and thesauruses and biblical references. And so, I began to research and find out she was a daughter of a Canaanite woman. Okay, what does Canaanite mean? The Canaanites were people that oppressed God's people.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. They were people that oppressed God's people, and at one time, God ordered an execution of all the Canaanite people. He did. He ordered it under Joshua. Okay? But some stuff happened and Joshua didn't fully carry out the plan that God had. So some of the Canaanite people lived through what God's plan was originally to exterminate them. Some of the people lived. And she was known as a daughter of a Canaanite person. So she was a descendant of somebody that made their way out from the original plan of God to take them out. Yeah, so she was not of the fold of the Christians. She was an outsider. In our world, she was a drug dealer, walked in the church. A prostitute walked in the church. That's who she was. The people looked at her that way. The church people looked at her that way. Jesus' disciples looked at her that way. They looked at her in her situation, not her as a person, but they looked at where she came from. They couldn't get past where she came from. And back in these days, it wasn't a custom for Canaanite people to come to Jesus. That wasn't the custom. Jesus came for the Jews, so the only people that knew of Jesus and sought Jesus and worshiped Jesus were the Jews. Yeah, so in the text, this woman, her daughter was sought with a devil. So she had a need. She had a need, and I'm pretty sure she went to all the doctors and she went to all the people across the land, and nobody could heal her daughter. Nobody could. But she heard of this man named Jesus. And I'm pretty sure she knew the stories of the day that, I'm a Canaanite, Jesus came for the Jewish people. He's not going to receive me. He's not going to, hear me. I'm pretty sure all that was playing in her head. All that was playing in her head. All that was playing in my head. Lord, I'm young. I like to kick it. I like to do me. I'm not ready. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do my own thing. I don't want to do it that way, Lord. I want to do it this way. But all that was playing in her head, but she had a need. She had a need. Nobody was able to fulfill her need. Yeah. So she went against the custom of religion. She wasn't worried about what the people would think about her coming to Jesus as a Canaanite woman coming to the Father that came for the lost sheep of Israel, the Jewish people. She didn't care what the people would think because her need outweighed what she thought her neighbor would say about her. Yeah, that's what we do. We come to church and we face hell Monday through Saturday. We really face hell on Sunday morning too. But we come to church and we dictate and we let our praise. We don't really praise God the way we should praise God because we're worried about what our neighbor's going to say. Yeah, we're worried about what our neighbor's going to say because, truth be told, if your neighbor knew what you went through, come on somebody. If your neighbor knew the hell you went through just to get here, then maybe they might understand why you praise him like you do. But in my walk with God, I've seen a lot of people. The people that I see that get blessed are the people that really don't care what their neighbors say. Yeah, because I'm going to praise him in the midst of, because you don't have to face the devils that I face. You don't have to face the hell that I'm dealing with. And this woman, she had that same mindset. She had that same mindset. So when she came to him, it says that the disciples said, Jesus, tell her to leave us alone. So she came. The door was shut in her face. That didn't stop her. Because she believed that he could help her where she needed him to help her. Right. So because the door was shut in her face, that didn't stop the press that was within her. Yeah, that did it. Many times, when we go to God, we stop at our first prayer. Because we don't think that he's going to answer us when we think he should answer us. Yeah, we ask God, God, give me a raise on my job. Because everything. Most 99% of the stuff we deal with as Christians is money. Money related. The root cause of it is money. So we asked God for a raise. A month go by, we ain't get it. 2 months go by, we still ain't get it. And we stop asking because God isn't moving when we think God should move. But this woman, she didn't do that. She had persistence. She said, no, he's got to help me where I need my help. So the disciples sent her away. Church people sent her away. She didn't leave. She steadily followed them. In one of the commentaries, it says they were walking and she still followed them, talking and praising. Then she realized that God was moved by praise and worship. She realized that he was moved by praise and worship. And for her to know that and not be of the fold of his children showed that she was listening and following Jesus well before this. Because she knew how to get Jesus' attention to answer her based on the disciples sending her away. So she fell down and she began to worship him. She fell down and she began to worship him. And she got Jesus' attention. She got Jesus' attention. She did. And in our lives, through this situation, this story, in our lives, many of us, this is our life. This is our life. Because we're faced with great trials and tribulation. We're faced with great hard times. And many times I'm going to use me for example. I brought a lot of that in. I don't really talk to people like that. You know what I'm saying? What I deal with is what I deal with. I'm a man, I'm going to handle it. But sometimes, like Brother Dedrick said to the young man, that breaks you. Because that's a lot of built up hurt and emotion. And you really can't get what God has for you because you're hurt, you're broken. You don't hear God. You don't see things the way God wants you to see them. Yeah, you don't feel God the way he wants you to feel him because you got a lot of that hurt and built up emotion inside of you. But if you ever get rid of that and open your ears, if you ever get rid of that and open your ears, God will be able to do everything that he needs to do in your life. But the first thing is we got to let go. We got to let go. We got to let go. Even us as Christians, say for instance, you've been asking God, you've been going to church 365 days a year. Somebody from the outside walks in. Pastor's preaching, laboring. Altar call come up. He called this person up. And this person asked God for what you've been asking God for on the first day of the year, and it's day 365. And God blesses them and gives them the victory over what you need. How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? There's a song that says, for whom much is given, much is required. Yet I'm a servant, sometimes I get tired. But it's his will for me to keep going, even though I'm tired. The anointing that is on your life is very precious. It is. It's in the Bible, it's called the oil. It's called the oil. If you ever study how do they make oil? How do they make anointed oil? Where does oil come from? Where does oil come from? Oil comes from an olive. Many of us eat olives. Some of us don't like it. But oil comes from an olive. How does an olive exert oil? It goes in this thing called a press. So what they do is they take the olives and they put it in this pressurized vacuum. And they turn up the pressure on the olives. Nothing comes out. So they keep turning up the pressure. Keep turning up the pressure. Keep putting them through situations. Keep putting them through tribulations. Keep putting them through hard times. Keep putting them through disappointment. Disappointment after disappointment. Doors being closed in your face. Doors being closed in your face. Then a little oil come out. A little bit. But then they got to take the vacuum. They got to undo all the pressure. Shake them up. Move them around. And then they put them back to pressure. Back to pressure. Back to pressure. Back to pressure. Back through hard times. Back through disappointments. Back through disappointments. A little oil come out. Same process. You get a little bit